Okay, so there's only a couple days left in April. You know what that means. It's time for us to pick out some books to read in May. That's right, our May TBR. All right, I've got my screen recorder up here, and we are going to record our spinner wheel for the month. So last month I recorded this a bit late, so we only did 8 picks, but this month, where I'm doing it on time, we're going to do 10. The intention is to read half. So in terms of April with the 8 picks, have I read 4? No, I haven't. But I've read a couple, and there's still a few days left, so I think I'll get one more done. So that's pretty good. And honestly, in terms of books read in April, I tend to read 8 to 10 books each month on average. And currently, I've read 7. And yeah, with a few days left in the month, I'd say I'll finish out probably with 9. So pretty much right around the normal, like a totally average reading month. So cool. Cool. So, like I said, we're going to pick 10, so let's start the spins off. Spin number 1. So in May, I'm planning to participate in Galactic-thon reading challenge. I heard about it from Rumi's Digest. There are a couple other hosts, but with that in mind, I will be focusing on trying to stack this TBR with a bit of extra sci-fi. So let's just keep that in mind. First prompt picked was a Kindle Unlimited pick, so we've got a KU pick. Cool, love to see it. Did I hit my KU picks for April? No, I didn't. So I definitely am glad to be actually getting something on here in May. Second prompt, we have a book with a 2-word title. Pretty straightforward. I've got a couple in mind already for that, so that should be pretty easy to pick one. Our third prompt is something from Fairyloot. Okay. Doesn't really help me too much with the sci-fi. I mean, I might have something, but most of my Fairyloot stuff tends to be romantasy or like I've definitely got some YA fantasy and stuff like that. Let's see. Next up we have a dark color, so we'll spin another color wheel here, and that will give us a color to pick, It'll inspire a cover choice probably, unless there's something with like a color in the name, that could also work. Spin number 5, our 5th prompt will be, let me see, an intimidating read. Well, that's not what I wanted to see. Okay, all right. Well, I've definitely got a few of those that I could pick from, but woof. Okay, prompt number 6, we hit the 25 and 25 prompt, which is good. I need to be reading those. There's definitely a few sci-fi on there, so hopefully we could hit one of those. There's also one on there that releases in May, so I'd love to hit that. It's not sci-fi, but I intend to read it, so, that would be nice. Spin number 7, we got another Kindle Unlimited pick. So 7 spins we'll evaluate, and we've hit 2 Kindle Unlimited picks. We did hit the 25 and 25 prompt, and while we didn't necessarily hit special edition, we did hit Fairyloot, which is a special edition, so obviously that would count. Sweet. So yeah, because we've hit all our weighted prompts, we can do just 3 more spins to get our full 10 prompts for our TBR. We don't have to automatically fill some in. Okay, we've got a book with a predominantly white cover. All right. Let's see. Prompt number 9, we got another 25 and 25 pick. Okay, cool. And final prompt number 10. We got a sci-fi. Oh my god, perfect. At least the wheel was nice to us in that regard and gave us one that's like fully on target. Okay, so man, if that Fairyloot had been the broken binding, that would have made that easier, but whatever. Our prompts are, we hit the Kindle Unlimited wheel twice. We need something with a 2-word title, a Fairyloot pick. We're going to spin the dark color wheel and let that inspire one of our picks. I need to pick one of the intimidating reads, which not looking forward to that. But I mean, honestly, I do want to read them. I just keep putting them off. Most of them are just like thickums, all right? But some of them, it's more so the content that makes me a little hesitant, let's say. We have to pick two 25 and 25 prompts. Something with a predominantly white cover, and a sci-fi. Alright, cool. Okay, so before we get into any of the directly picked for us, which there will be 4, let's spin the dark color wheel and see what dark color I need to pick a book based on. These are kind of generic dark colors, but you know. So we got dark red. It doesn't have to exactly match the color from the wheel, just as long as it's a dark red, I think that would be fine. And we picked the 25 and 25 wheel twice, so let's give it a spin. There are some things on here that would be very helpful, and there are some that really wouldn't. The Greenbone Saga. Well, doesn't help me for sci-fi, but I do want to read it, you know. First book be Jade City. Cool, alright. And the second pick, come on, let's give me a sci-fi or give me Rewind It Back. Don't. Okay, Vicious. Alright, I was afraid it was gonna slip over to the Boys of Tom in there, and Vicious. So again, doesn't really help me, but at least this book's not like a big old chunker or anything. And I do really want to read it, and it's been on my TBR for a really long time, so I will be glad to knock this one off. I am excited. There are things on here I would have liked to have gotten more than these picks for this month, but, you know, it is what it is. I really would have liked to have seen Murderbot or The Expanse or Rewind It Back, but we don't get what we want. The wheel chooses what it chooses. And honestly, I can still read any of those things. You know, we make this list. We don't have to complete it. We love making lists and ignoring them. And we also got 2 Kindle Unlimited picks for the month of May, so let's bring up that wheel of absolute chaotic nonsense and give it a spin. There's not a lot of sci-fi on here. This is a lot of unhinged, dark romance, romantasy. Feathers So Vicious by Liv Zander. I don't remember what this is about at all. I feel like I can picture the cover though. Okay, we'll look that one up. Oh crap, I didn't mean to go back, because I need to spin it again. So, spin number 2. Spin number 2. Bewitched by Laura Thalassa. I know this is like a paranormal kind of thing. I know there are witches. One of my friends on Bookstagram loves this book, loves this series. So, you know, I at least have a positive rep from it. And yeah, we'll talk about it more after I've picked out the books for the rest of the prompts. But those are our 10 prompts for the month of May. And so we have 4 books that are picked out, and I have to go pick out 6 more now. So I'll be back with you with my picks shortly. Okay, so I've picked out some books. I'm back. Let's go through my picks for the May TBR. So first up, we had a Kindle Unlimited spin, and we got Feathers So Vicious by Liv Zander. This is a Raven Shifter story. I'm pretty sure there's at least like 2 main Raven Shifters. I'm pretty sure it's romantasy. Other than that, I don't really know much, but Flappy Feather Boys? Sure. Raven Shifters? Yeah, sounds fun. Our second prompt was a 2-word title, and honestly, I had a few options for this one. 2-word title's pretty easy to find if you think about it, but keeping in mind that I wanted to fit a little bit of extra sci-fi into this month, I went with Fugitive Telemetry by Martha Wells. It's the next book in the Murderbot Diaries for me. I'm pretty sure it's book 6. The adaptation comes out in May, so it's kind of got Murderbot on my mind a little bit more. It's been a few months months since I've read one, and I did put Murderbot on the 25 and 25 list as well, so we're getting a little extra one checked off without hitting the prompt here. But yeah, I mean, these books are relatively short, so it's a quick and easy way to fit a little more sci-fi in. We don't have the prompts yet for Galactic-thon. Like, we get the first one on May 1st and then a new one each week, as well as some extra side prompts. I don't know if it's going to fit the prompt, but if it does, sweet, it's already on the TBR. Alright, our third prompt was a Fairyloot pick. I will admit I was very tempted to pick Heavenly Bodies, one of their romantasy books, because it's been kinda everywhere in the past few months and I've been wanting to pick it up. You know what it's like, wanting to find out what all the hype's about, and I mean, I have it, but I decided to go a little bit deeper with Fairyloot because I got rid of the YA subscription when I picked up the romantasy subscription last fall, but I have a bunch of YA Fairyloot books that I haven't read yet, so it'd be nice to fit one of those on, I figured, and actually get through some of the backlog. So I went with BoneSmith by Nicki Preto. This one I actually almost bought like a regular edition of before I had actually gotten my YA box that month. And I was pretty happy when it showed up, and I was like, oh sweet, I'm glad I didn't already buy it, so have two copies. And I actually got an arc of the second book last year, and yeah, I still haven't read the first one. So, BoneSmith is a kind of like ghost hunter kind of story. I thought it was necromancers, but it's not. We're like fighting ghosts, but we're also hunting for a kidnapped prince, and I'm pretty sure we're accompanied by an enemy type person. It might be one of the kidnappers. Honestly, I should probably reread the actual description of the book. It's been a minute. I mean, it's a really cool edition, and I mean, considering I almost bought it anyways before getting it in the Fairyloot box, clearly I wanted to read it. Like, I was interested in it. So yeah, that's our third prompt for a Fairyloot pick. We have BoneSmith. Our fourth prompt was a dark color wheel spin, which we got red. So for dark red, I might be stretching it a little bit because the red is more bright. I mean, it's a bit darker in parts, but whatever. It's definitely red. You can debate how dark the red is all you want, but it's red. Anyways, I picked Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforde. This is a new release coming out in May. It's the fifth and I believe final book in the Windy City series. This is a like sports romance kind of situation. I really enjoyed this series, and this one is following like our main dude in this is a guy that we've had kicking around in these books ever since book one. So basically the whole time we've been waiting for him to finally get his romance. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this one unfolds. All these books are on Kindle Unlimited, so I'll be reading this one on my Kindle. So even though it wasn't a Kindle Wheel pick, we've got another Kindle Unlimited one on the list. All right, and our next pick was an intimidating read, and I might be cheating a little bit on this one as well. For this one, I'm picking Howling Dark by Christopher Ruocchio. This is the second book in the Sun Eater series. I read the first book, Empire Silence, in April, and I really enjoyed it, but it was a bit dense and a little bit slow. Like, the story was a little bit slow, but also my reading experience was pretty slow. Like, it took me a long time to get through it, but I did really enjoy it. This is Hadrian Marlowe's story. We find out at the very beginning that he does this massively impactful and terrible, horrible thing. But then the story is actually following like his life and everything leading up to it. So we get to find out how he ended up in the position that he was in. We're kind of like getting the real story, I guess. I don't know. It took me a long time to get through it, but I did really enjoy it, and I do want to continue while it's still relatively fresh in my mind. But it is intimidating if I'm trying to do like a reading challenge this month and I'm taking on a book that I'm anticipating based on the first one. It's probably going to take me a minute to get through. So I think it counts, even though it is kind of a cheat because I want to read it and I know I'm probably gonna really enjoy it. You know what I mean? All right, for our next prompt, we hit the 25 and 25 wheel, and the pick was Jade City by Fonda. So that's the first in the Greenboat saga. This is an, I believe, urban fantasy. It's compared a lot to like The Godfather. And yeah, we have warring mob families, and Jade gives you magical powers. So I think of it kind of like, drug wars between mobsters, but make it magical. I'm down. I'm interested. I'm definitely interested. I meant to read this last year. I've meant to read this a few times and not gotten to it. And given that I'm planning a sci-fi heavy month, I wouldn't be shocked if I don't get to it this time either. But it's okay. It's okay. It's on the list for the year, and I will get to it. And maybe it will be this month because honestly, it does sound really good, and I do really want to read it. All right, the next prompt on our May TBR was another Kindle Unlimited pick, and we landed on Bewitched by Laura Thalassa. I read the Four Horsemen series by this author, I don't know, a year or two ago, year and a half ago, and I enjoyed it, but I read them all like back to back to back to back, and they got a little bit samey, you know what I mean? But I did enjoy them, and I do have a friend on Bookstagram who absolutely loves this book, Bewitched, loves the series, is obsessed with it. So if I manage to get to this one this month, I know she'll be excited that I'm reading it, and considering she loves it, it's kind of like a rec from a buddy. I know we have a witch who wants to go to a like magical academy, but I think there's an accident or a plane crash or something, and then she loses her memories. And I know she does get to the school, and I think there's murders or people go missing and she's accused of it or something. I don't know. She ends up in a tangly situation, and the story goes from there. I'm pretty sure there's some kind of romance in this, but I certainly don't remember what it is now. But yeah, it's a Kindle Unlimited, and it's got witches and magical schools, so cool. Sounds good to me. For our next prompt, we've got white cover, so a book with a predominantly white cover. I picked The Raven Boys, first in the Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. I've heard a lot of good things about this series. It's been around for a while. I consider this a bit of a throwback series from the chunk of time when I wasn't reading very much. And that chunk of time spanned quite a few years. So there's a block of my adult life between university and, I don't know, the past like 5 or 6 years where I didn't read a lot. I mean, I'd pick up a couple books here and there like throughout the year, but it wasn't an obsessive hobby like it was when I was a lot younger, or it is, at this stage in my life. And there were a lot of like big series, or, I mean, as time goes on, there are always more and more things being published, and there's a lot of stuff that I haven't read. So the Raven Cycle has been like on my radar since I got back into reading, but I haven't picked it up yet. But the cover is mostly white, so I thought this would be a good time to try and fit it in. In this one, we have a girl who knows it's her fate that her love will die or she'll kill him. Something like that. It's at a elite private school kind of setting, and there's like a prophesized future. Let's be real. Clearly, I don't really remember much about it because I haven't read it. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see if I love it as much as a lot of other people do. This is a well-loved series, so we're gonna see how I feel about it. Alright, our next to last prompt was another 25 and 25 pick. I landed on Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is a TBR veteran for me. I have had this book for far too long to have not read it yet, and I don't know why I haven't picked it up. It's not that long, so it's not like intimidating or anything like that. I honestly think I'm gonna really love it. I mean, it's V. Schwab, everybody loves her work, and it's got these rivals. They were like college friends or roommates, and then they become rivals, and people get superpowers. You know, when I spun the wheel and got this, I thought it wasn't going to help me with my sci-fi challenge thing for this month, but the more I think about it, this might actually count as sci-fi because they're like friends in college, university, whatever, and they develop something or they create some experiments that lead to the superpowers. And I'm pretty sure one of them goes to prison and then they break out and then they go after the other one. Listen, you got like friends turned rivals turned enemies. Sign me up. Honestly, like, I don't know why I haven't picked this book up yet. I was so hyped when I first got it, and then it sat on my shelf for like a couple years. So, yeah. Yeah, Vicious by V. Schwab. Let's do it. Let's do it, May. This is the month. It's finally happening. And our final prompt was just straight up sci-fi, which worked out so well for me for this like monthly challenge. However, between when I actually picked the books and when I'm filming this for you, a little bit of time happened, all right? Not like nothing crazy, but you know, life happened. And in that time, I realized that I didn't fit on a book that's for a book club that I was going to participate in this month. And that book was a sci-fi, so I could have just filled it in for here, but I didn't pick it because I didn't think of it. I totally forgot about it. So, yeah, that's fun. Well, maybe I'll still try and fit it in. Who knows? Who knows? I read other books that aren't on the TBR list. All right, let's be so for real. This is a list of 10 that I'm going to try and read half of. All my audiobooks will be separate from this list, and we're going to see. We're going to see. I'm going to read whatever I read. Anyways, for a sci-fi pick, while I didn't pick the three-body problem that I should have picked, I actually did pick Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. That's the first book in The Expanse. I got the entire Expanse series for Christmas. It was the main thing that I wanted. I wanted the paperbacks, and I got them. And now it's May, or it's gonna be May, and I haven't started it yet. But honestly, I mean, a handful of months is not that bad for a book to sit, because we got books that have been sitting a lot longer than that. But I wanted to get into this series this year. I put it on the 25 and 25 because I wanted to read it this year. And yeah, with a sci-fi month and a sci-fi prompt, I figured, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just do it. I thought about putting Leviathan Wakes on for the 2-word title. So I had multiple opportunities to put this on, and I wanted to make sure it happened. So let's do it. Let's start The Expanse. So those are the 10 prompts, the 10 books that we've picked for my May TBR options. That's our pile. Let's go through it real quick. Feather So Vicious for a Kindle Unlimited pick, Fugitive Telemetry for a 2-word title, BoneSmith for a Fairyloot pick, Rewind It Back for a dark red color in the cover, Howling Dark for an intimidating read, Jade City for a 25 and 25 pick, Bewitched for another Kindle Unlimited pick, The Raven Boys for a predominantly white cover, Vicious for another 25 and 25 pick, and Leviathan Wakes for a sci-fi. I'm really pleased with this stack of books. I'm pretty pleased with the picks for this month. I think May is going to be a really good reading month. I'm so excited for the weather to finally start to warm up a little bit, maybe. Might see the sun. Who knows? Who knows? But I do think that it's going to be a good reading month for me. I hope it's a good reading month for you guys. Let me know down in the comments if you've read any of these books. Are you planning on taking part in Galactic-thon or any other reading challenges in May? What's on your TBR? I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment down below. Let's chat about some books. And give this video a like if you liked it. Really helps the channel out. And subscribe if you'd like to have more bookish content with me in the future. I'd love to have you here. Bye-bye!